Okay, welcome back. I think let's try this to see if this worked. Okay, I know you've been trying this. This is our third attempt at our live. As you can tell, this is my first live. Um, so if you are just coming in, we are just getting started. And there we go. And I do have a chat up, so go ahead and watch a video and then um, just type in watch party and I'll give you a free reading. So let's get started. I guess what I'll start with is my own tarot reading and see if I get any messages. With tarot reading, I can tell you the cards aren't going to be the direct answer. They're going to be clues, and then I use my intuition and I think on it. I write about it. I do a little bit of research and see what other synopsis says about the card, and then I take all of that information and then I kind of come up with what the spirit guides want me to tell you. So it may not, that's just my process. I can tell you I have a healthcare background and I do a lot of research during my job. And this is just one of the ways that I do it. Oh, read constantly other things, look at other articles or whatnot. So let's get started. I recently lost my grandfather, so my question is if my grandfather has any messages for me, and we'll go through this slowly. I'll tell you what all the cards mean. I'll read them to you. We'll do some definitions, and we'll see where we'll get to, okay? Thanks, guys. So let's get started. So I'm going to cut my deck. And it looks like on my live stream we're like 10 seconds out. And then I don't know how you guys cut your decks, but I like to like flip my cards around so I can get a good shuffle. And I just shuffle until I feel like I'm not going to shuffle anymore. Just something tells me to stop. Either I get too tired or I'm just like, or something tells me to do one more flip crazy thing. Okay, so Abuelito, do you have any messages for me? And I always do a pentacle. And I write this down because I like to leave diaries and stuff. I have a reverse Ace of Swords, and I write everything down before I look everything up. Reverse Ace of Swords. Okay, I'm already getting feelings and my heart's kind of getting elevated. I believe that is the Nine of Swords. Hang on. Swords. Nine of Swords. It's going to be interesting, I'm going to tell you. And my abuelito's funeral was actually today, so you can tell I have insomnia a little bit. All right, our next one, and I'll put these down a little bit because it doesn't seem like you can see this, but this is a reverse Eight of Cups, so it goes right here. And everybody has their own style of doing their spreads. I just do it this way. You see that a little bit better here. Oops, I caught that. come down. You can tell that we'll get a little bit better at this. But I just wanted to do my first live with you guys. That card is the Sun. I'm already getting good vibe. My abuelito. Well, I can't tell you, but my abuelito was worked in the orchards and worked in the farms. Knights of Pentacles reversed. And if anybody's coming in here, we are having a watch party. So go ahead and watch one of my videos. Type in watch party and I'll give you a tarot reading. Right now, we are trying to communicate with my father who's passed. His funeral's later today. And we're just wondering if he's got a message for me. Hi, Sherry May. Do you want a tarot reading? If so, Hi everybody. Hi Josh. Go ahead everybody, give us a little bit of a watch on one of my videos and I'll be happy to give you guys a tarot reading. Just type in watch party once you're done seeing one of my videos. Feel free to subscribe. Right now, I'm doing a tarot reading and I'm seeing if my grandfather has any messages for us. So thank you for being here. We just pulled up the reverse Knight of Pentacles and we're going to pull our last card. And I'll tell you what everything means and we'll go through my process. It's probably a little bit different than some other people's process because I like to do a lot of research and I like to use my gut instinct. I do have a background in healthcare and believe it or not, they really harp on our instincts. In fact, they're like, hey, if you feel like your patient is going sideways and is in danger, even if you don't have evidence, go ahead and call an emergency because your gut feeling could save somebody. So this is just my gut feeling expanding to, our spirit guides to see if they can give us any good messages from the other side or any guidance. I like to think of guidance. And finally, we have the Six of Pentacles. So let's write that down. So where is everybody from? Six of Pentacles. Oh, thank you. But you know what? I think I'll see him in the afterlife. Wisconsin, Sagittarius. I'm a Scorpio. Welcome to the watch party. So go ahead, watch one of my videos. Comment watch party under the videos, come back and I'll give you a reading. And I'm sorry if my stuff is a little unbalanced. Can you see my cards okay? If not, let me know because I had to move my camera. I'm seeing a different view. Okay, so I'm going to keep going unless you can't see me. I can't hear either, so it looks like on my YouTube it's a little bit different. There we go. Okay, I got it. My cards look okay? Thank you. Okay. So I start off from the bottom corner and the bottom left corner, and then I go to the top left, and then I kind of make a circle, and then I do my middle card. So I got the reverse Ace of Swords. I do have a Nine of Swords, a reverse Eight of Cups, the Sun, the right Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. So, what does everybody think? I'm going to take my little book here and I'll give you the textbook definition of everything. And sometimes the textbook definition doesn't go with what I'm feeling and it goes like way off course. So then I Google and I read a little bit into it and then I have to think on it. If I don't think it fits my feeling, I do it a lot in healthcare too. If something doesn't fit my feeling, I dig a little bit. Okay, reverse Ace of Swords. All right, Abuelito. The textbook definition. A hand issues from a cloud, grasping a sword, the point of which is encircled by a crown. And then the divine meanings could be triumph, the excessive degree in everything, conquest, triumph of force, a card of great force, in love as well in hatred. And if it was reversed, it would be the same meanings, but the results are disastrous. Another account says conception, childbirth, augmentation, or multiplicity. Honestly, what I got from this card, and I'm going to say I'm biased because it's my abuelito, but he was the head of the table. He was such a strong force in our family. So he immigrated from Mexico up to work the orchards in California, and of course fell in love with the farmer's daughter, my grandmother. They got married. They had 8 children together. They continued to work the orchards until the farm was sold, and then he went into carpentry, landscaping, other things like that. And after 30 years, he was able to build his family their dream home, and he took everybody back to Mexico. And then down there, he became, his own farmer. So it was a water purifying plant, La Tienda. So it was a store with chickens. So, if someone wanted a rotisserie chicken, it was fresh. And then also he grew tomatoes. And then I believe one year he planted avocados to be exported to the United States. But he was quite the businessman. And I think that card is very appropriate. Next, we go to the 9 of Swords. And I think this is going to be something similar. How is everybody doing tonight? And thank you for joining us. 9 of Swords. Okay. Textbook definition. One seated on her couch in lamination with her swords over her. Divine meaning, death, failure, miscarriage, delay, deception, disappointment, and despair. Well, I can definitely tell you that this definitely applies to me. I'm definitely disappointed that I can't be there. I'm really disappointed that I actually could not take my kids down to Mexico to actually see the beauty of his work, because I was always in awe. Even at 8 years old, I was always in awe of his work. So let's dedicate this watch party to him. And if it was reversed, it would mean imprisonment, doubt, suspicion, reasonable fear, and shame. Okay. So then we go to the top of our star. And the reason why I do a pentacle is because I've been told I'm a star child. And that is why I've had so much paranormal activity in my life. Has anybody else had paranormal activity in their life? Any stories they want to share? I have tons of stories. All right, 8 of Cups. Here's a definition. A man of dejected aspect in deserting the cups of his felicity, enterprise, undertaking, or previous concern. The cards speak for itself on the surface, but other readings are entirely antithetical, giving joy, mildness, timidity, honor, and modesty. You know, my grandfather, what I get from this card is that my grandfather walked away satisfied of what he's accomplished in his life. He built a really beautiful home, a great foundation to retire in, so much so that, you know, we can all go down there and retire and be self-sufficient. So yeah, I think that's what I'm getting from it. I don't know what you're getting from it, but that's what at least I'm getting from it. Take it one day at a time and staying content. I like that. I like that. Next, we have the Sun. And I want to thank you guys again for being here. Let me know, take a look at some of my videos. I do have a lot of paranormal stuff. Let me know what else you would like to hear on the paranormal side. The Sun. And I will forever, ever read about these tarot cards, even if I read them 20,000 times, because I might get a different feeling the next time. It's like when I was deployed overseas, I took a Bible with me, and it was the easy version. I forget what it's, not the American version, the new version. And I used to read it, even if it was the same passage, and it would give me a different meaning every single time. The Sun. Material happiness, fortunate marriage, contentment. Well, my abuelito and my abuelita had the best marriage. They were so dedicated to each other. It was a love story. The naked child mounted on a white horse and displaying a red standard. It is the destiny of the supernatural East and the great and holy light, which goes before the endless procession of humanity, coming out from the walled garden of the sensitive life and passing on the journey home. Well, that's appropriate. The card signifies, therefore, the transit from the manifest light of this world, represented by the glorious Son of Earth, to the light of the world to come, which goes before aspiration and is typified by the heart of a child. But the last illusion, again, the key to a different form or aspect of the symbolism. The Sun is that of consciousness and the spirit, the direct as the, and I'm going to butcher these, I'm so sorry, and antithesis of the reflected light. The characteristic type of humanity has become a little child therein, a child in the sense of simplicity and innocence in the sense of wisdom. In that simplicity, he bears the seal of nature and of art. In that innocence, he signifies the restored world when the self-knowing spirit has dawned in the consciousness above the natural mind. That mind, in its renewal, leads forth the animal nature in a state of perfect conformity. I rebuke. Thank you. I think. Okay. So, our next card, and what do you guys think of the Sun? Okay. Next one is the the reverse Knight of Pentacles. I had an R circled, and so my mind immediately went to healthcare again. Knight of Pentacles. Reversed. Okay. He rides a slow, enduring, heavy horse to which his own aspect corresponds. Divine meaning, utility, serviceableness, interest, rectitude, responsibility. Reversed is inertia, idleness, response of that kind, stagnation, also discouragement, and carelessness. So what do you guys think about that one? I am not sure. I am not sure. Does that speak to anybody? Discouragement. I don't know how that fits. It's not speaking to me the way that it reads. Well, let's keep going, shall we? Okay. And Six of Pentacles. So once you guys have watched my videos, let me know what you think of them. Especially the ESP one. Six of Pentacles. Now I'm all off track because now I'm thinking of my abuelito. So, okay. The definition. One in the guise of a merchant weighs money in a pair of scales and distributes it to the needy and distressed. Divine meaning, presence, gifts, gratification. Another account says attention, vigilance now is the accepted time, present, and prosperity. Reverse, it's desire, culpability, envy, jealousness, and illusion. Yeah, honestly, you know what? This card reminds me of a story that my dad told me. My abuelito was really, really religious, and when he was working the fields, the priest from the church would come from Mexico and visit the workers in the fields, and my abuelito would always give his tidings. And he was very proud of giving those tidings. Yeah. This is what I'm just getting from this, is that he worked really hard to give it to others. Like, he worked hard to give my tias this wonderful life and enough savings and money to go and buy another house in California because they wanted better prospects and, you know, to go to college, you know, just to go from the farm life to the college life. And my tias, they went into the medical field, and yeah, so I don't know, like, I feel like it really does speak to me, but I also feel like I am really disappointed that I can't be there, and that's definitely true. And I'm really smiling at that sun because that sun is just giving me really good vibes. It's giving me vibes of Mexico and running through the fields and being with my grandfather, because he really worked hard in those fields. Those fields were like his bread and butter, and I loved running through those fields. Acres and acres of tomatoes, and I never thought I would get to the end. And it was like months and months and months, and I finally got to the end, and man, you couldn't see the house or anything. But yeah, You know, I'm gonna have to sleep on this, and I'm gonna have to pray a little bit, and we'll see what my dreams say, because I have a feeling that my grandfather is gonna take me to the fields, and that'll be our last goodbye. At least I hope so. Um, because he was really big on the spiritual aspect and the Day of the Dead and the afterlife. Um, so we'll see. Anyways, has anybody watched my videos? Anybody do a watch party, and then I can do a tarot reading for you guys and see if I'm on track or if I'm way off? How's the chat going? Any subscribers here? Anybody at all? Any thoughts, feelings, or rutabagas? Thanks for being here. Okay. Well, all right, guys. Well, it's really late over here, so I'm going to have to say goodnight. Thank you for coming to the watch party. I will be back tomorrow evening, and we'll do it again. How about midnight? Does that sound like a good hour to do it for everybody? Midnight on the West Coast. But I want to thank everybody. Subscribe, watch my videos again, come back. We'll do another watch party. And hopefully we can do a nightly thing, and we can all get together and do some tarot readings. What do you think? I'll catch you guys a little bit later in the comments. I will put my email down so you guys can email me, and I'll give you some tarot readings. Again, for legal purposes only. I do have to say this is for entertainment purposes, no guarantees, nothing like that. So I don't get sued. But yeah, thank you for all joining me, and have a great night. Thanks, guys.